累。
荒野联动硬核输出，本节目由9AT 终极 SUV 雪佛兰探界者冠名播出。
I'm getting tired. I haven't got many calories inside me. Hopefully, Donnie feels worse.
Whoa! Anaconda! Oh my god. That was an anaconda, a massive anaconda, 3 meters in front of me, girth like that.
I need to get me out of the water. I'm Ed Stafford, and I've put myself through extreme tests of endurance and isolation to become a bushcraft and survival expert.
I'm proud of that.
I've tested my skills against the world's toughest survivalists.
Come on.
In head-to-head races across the wildest and most unforgiving landscapes on the planet. But I'm not done. I'm refusing to stand still. This time, I'm doubling up on opponents, taking on rematches,
bringing in my game,
and having to go harder than ever before. It's not about beating my chest, but taking my skill set to the next level. In a bid to prove to myself that I'm on top of my game.
This time, I'm up against former Marine and intelligence officer Donnie Dust. Donnie's miles ahead of me. He's right over there.
Hope Ed's boat sinks.
In an environment where my survival journey began 12 years ago in the wet and unforgiving jungles of the Amazon.
Very confident I'm going to beat Ed. I'm going to leave him scratching his head, being like, where'd he go? I'm in a race!
I've got the experience to smash this race. I don't think I could have picked a better opponent than Donnie. It's the Amazon. I'm comfortable in this environment. I know this environment. Having walked for 2.5 years through this, it feels like I'm coming back home. Bom dia. Tudo bem? Sim, como vai? Okay. I do feel confident in this environment. It is kind of my playground because I've spent so much time in it. But I don't think it necessarily means then I've got the upper hand. Donnie Dust. Hello, mate.
Good to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks
How
for
are
having
you?
me out here. Yeah, this is great.
Pretty special place, isn't it?
Yeah, this is amazing. I've always wanted to come here for years and years and years. The people, the culture, the landscapes.
Yeah.
It's just been one of those places. It's a little overwhelming, but it holds a lot of mystery and just so many unknowns. I kind of like that. It's awesome. I'm a Marine Corps veteran of 12 years. I was a counterintelligence agent. I've spent some time in jungles, not the Amazon, but there is a familiarity. I think Ed's going to kind of fall back on his old ways of thinking when he moved to the jungle. Me, I'm going to do the complete opposite. Eat it, drink it, whatever I have to do, always moving forward. I'm going to use those abilities to beat Ed out here in the Amazon. You've got the record for probably being here the longest.
Yeah, no, I know. The pressure's on already, isn't it?
I have spent 2.5 years here. You know, it's not an insignificant amount of time, so I feel comfortable. However, Donnie is the primitive skills expert. He knows his stuff, and so I'm going to have to be right on top of my game if I'm going to beat him.
Teddy is one of the leading survival experts in China. I've asked him to design the courses for this series, and I have no doubt he will make them the hardest yet.
这一次非常遗憾，没有能够亲自去到亚马逊雨林，但是我在国内也是有我自己的任务需要完成的。以前德爷跟我在一起拍摄的时候，我们经常会交流一些求生技巧。正好这段时间我都在甘肃的康乐草原，想说结合一些当地的生态特征，来原创一些全新的求生技巧。等下次德爷来的时候呢，我就给他看一个狠的。不过眼下德爷最需要关注的是这一场具有特殊意义的求生比赛。厚厚的树冠，常年的降雨和不断变化的水位，使得亚马逊成为世界上最不适合人类生存的地区之一。这里分布着地球上1半以上的热带雨林，同时也是生态系统最为丰富的地方之一。 全世界超过10%。You will need to swim through piranha-infested water to the shore, and battle your way north through a maze of tropical rainforest in search of a black water stream. Only by following that black water can you hope to make it down to the Rio Negro, the tributary river where this sand boat will act as your exfil point, and will provide you safe passage out of what explorers have called the Green Hell. To the shore, and battle your way north through a maze of tropical rainforest in search of a black water stream. Only by following that black water can you hope to make it down to the Rio Negro, the tributary river where this sand boat will act as your exfil point, and will provide you safe passage out of what explorers have called the Green Hell. This dense jungle houses 10% of the world's biodiversity, so it's not just big animals like jaguars you need to worry about. Tarantulas, bullet ants, electric eels, and more creepy crawlies are everywhere, and have the potential to cause you serious harm.
Typical of Teddy, telling both of us to jump in the Amazon when he's nice and dry in China. Thanks, Teddy. Appreciate that, mate.
As usual, you only have your clothes on your back and a machete to help you slide through the thick jungle. Once you hit the shore, remember you are heading north, and I will see you at the end back on this same boat, however long it takes. To win, you must be the first man out of the Amazon.
In all seriousness, it's no exaggeration to say it's one of the most hostile environments on the planet, and we do have to be careful out there, don't we?
It's going to be a challenge, that's for sure. I'm actually going to take my boots. I'm going to try and crush them as small as possible, because boots are buckets in the water.
I don't like the water. Never hidden the fact that I'm a very poor swimmer, so this is probably the most intimidating part of this whole thing.
I'm going to use that to my advantage. I mean, this is a race, so I mean, you got to take all those little opportunities. It's not the best swimmer. I've been known as the Moby Dick of my generation.
For short, just Dick. You ready, Danny?
Let's do it.
Good luck, mate.
Yeah, son, go!
We're good. That's way off to the side.
Right, that is a long way to the bank. Donnie looks like he's a far more confident swimmer than me. I'm hardly moving.
亚马逊流域是世界上最宽的河流，至少有2公里宽。德爷和 Donnie 在河中央下水，他们不仅需要与湍急的水流抗争，还得躲避水中漂浮物的潜在风险。
If I don't find some way keeping myself afloat, I'm not going to make it.
He's over there, talking to himself. I think one of the best parts about this is being able to swim. I mean, it's a huge advantage.
他们俩都已经下水，但不久便由于水流的影响，选择了不同的路线。从画面上看的话 ，Donnie 已经领先了不少。他是前海军陆战队成员，水性纯熟，而一向不以水性见长的德爷，很明显在水里不占优势。
There's some foliage, some grass floating in front of me. Get to them. Give myself a float. Okay. Not getting me out of the water, but it's enough to just be able to rest my leg.
I don't see Ed. I'm not sure where he is. Yeah. You gotta catch some breath. Ed's out in the water. I couldn't see him. He was long gone. He might still be sitting on a log or a bunch of grass or something like that. So this is my opportunity to get ahead and really start looking for resources. This is a huge lead. Not going to let it go to my head, but I'm going to take advantage of it. Definitely. I think what I want to try and do is just gain as much ground as possible up front. But, you know, it comes with a little caution. This high vegetation, snakes, all sorts of potential hazards, so.
亚马逊栖息着世界上一些最大的蛇类，比如森蚺，但是遇到它们的可能性很小，因为它们会避开人类。德爷和当尼真正需要注意的是一种叫巴西毛头蝮的毒蛇，它在巴西造成的死亡人数远超于其他毒蛇。它的蛇毒能让人血压骤降，从而晕厥，绝不能忽视它的存在。
Oh, right there. Come here. There's a sloth. Right up there in the tree. Holy cow. That's the first sloth I've ever seen. I mean, you come in the Amazon, that's what you expect to see. That's amazing. Oh, there. That's highland right there. That's high country. This last little stretch, I start gaining elevation, connect to a tributary, navigate my way back down. That's the way I'm going.
从画面上看，Donnie已经上岸，但他登陆的地方是一片茂密的丛林，不知道等着他的是什么。而另一边，德爷没有前进多少，他还被困在水里。在这样的热带流域中泡上2个小时，虽说不用失温，但我知道搏击激流导致的疲惫和难以上岸的沮丧感都会影响你的心态。德爷很可能会质疑自己。
I would love to just stay here and float down the river, but I can't do it. I need to swim. There's a stick in front of me. If I can grab the stick, I can maybe get some more buoyancy. I'm buoyant. I'm resting my legs. That means I'm not going to drown.
Thought that was a snake. It's not. Yeah, despite being a race, you still have to move with a sense of urgency, but also a sense of caution. You get bit by a snake, by the time medevac gets to you, it's game over. So let's find a tree, peel the bark off in big sheets, build some gaiters, have a little bit more protection as we're walking through. There. So snake gaiters are just something that will give you a little bit of protection in case a snake comes and tries to hit you from the front or really anything, just like a little bit of body armor. Downside, if they slow me down, then they're probably gonna have to come off because this is a race. So a little bit of protection goes a long way. Let's keep moving.
这里有很多让当地牧民很头疼的生物。对了，车身刚性一般的车辆在斜坡上甚至开关不了后备箱，而探界者则完全不用担心。
I cannot remember in recent history ever being quite that exhausted.
That's taken almost 3 hours, I think, which means I'm losing daylight. The sun's quite low in the sky. I need to get my boots on, get in there, and start thinking about nighttime procedure. Crikey. That was a baptism of fire.
Donnie 处在领先的位置，而德爷也终于登陆了。他们都在向一片水系稀少但资源丰富的高大植被林带进发。那里的树木高耸林立，不用担心被洪水淹没。但是呢，在这里想要说寻找方向的话，还是有一定的困难的。
I've been just walking through a jungle for 4 hours. Here we go. Whole bunch of resin. Once you have your fire going, just this resin will keep burning even if it starts raining. So I'm gonna collect some of this up because if it exists here, it might not exist over the next mountain or as we get a little bit closer to the water. Here we go. Maybe I'll start storing things in my shirt, but eventually I'm gonna have to build a pack, build something to carry everything.
It is now late in the day. I need to get a distance in ground, high enough ground so that I'm going to be safe for the night. It looks like a former river channel. It's not actually flowing, but I've done it. Whole pond full of giant lily pads. These are in flower. I know I can eat these. I never know when I'm next going to have the opportunity to get carbohydrates inside me. I might have to spread my weight on top of the lily pads though, but they are huge. I'm hoping that I can get out, chop that little bad boy off. Yes, I can. This is why they do say that the jungle is a veritable supermarket of resources. Like, that's a big flower, and therefore is a big amount of carbohydrate, and it might not taste very nice, but that's food. This is my first meal. Oh wow, look, there's a beetle inside it as well. That little bad boy there is going in my mouth. Protein.
I gotta come up with an idea to carry resources, because the jungle's full of them. Yeah, so this is one giant palm leaf, and it's got a nice little hard spine to it, but I also know it's light. I think that's where I'm gonna stop down for a hot second and build a pack. I believe I can bundle all of these, kind of connect them all together. Just grabbing them and twisting them, trying to create a little channel on the inside. And then secure it all at the top. All right, give it a shot. I don't know if you know about high fashion. This is it. I think this is good to go.
I've lost the sun. It's gone overcast all of a sudden, which means I do need to be super aware of my orientation. I think I keep looking up to the sky to see if the sun's coming out again, and it's not. The jungle is a whole new world when the sun's gone. So this has now slowed me down. I'm leapfrogging from tree to tree, constantly checking behind me to keep myself on line, hoping that I'm on call until the sun comes out again. In order to reorientate myself, I'm cutting vegetation at about waist height so that I can look back on my line of cut vegetation and reorientate myself and go, okay, right, I've come from there, I can carry on going in this direction. That'll just help me stay on track. It's a very quick method. I'm just like ding, 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 ding as I go through the jungle. And yeah, it's bees. Hear that? Come a bit further, come a bit further. You right? Yeah. Okay, they haven't followed. I disturbed the bee's nest, clearly there. I love the jungle, I really do. I could just see them swarm around me and they were obviously annoyed, but it's a little warning sign, isn't it, just to be careful.
Oh, and this could be it. Might have a Brazil nut tree over here. This big guy right here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Right there. This is the largest thing I've seen, and this is food. I don't know how to get in there. I'm gonna smack it until it opens up. I know there's oils, fats, proteins. I gotta get in this thing and start munching. Oh man, that was too easy. Look at this. Oh, come on, you. This is game changer right here. Oh, peel them off. Look at that. Oh, gifts from the jungle. That is good. Lots of vitamins, lots of minerals. Good moisture. Man, this is awesome. All right. Oh, that's what I needed. Oh, Ed, I don't know what you're eating. Might be bugs, but I'm munching on some of these Brazil nuts. Thank you, Brazil nut tree.
第一天的夜幕将至， 德爷跟多尼今天都走了很多的路。多尼选择的路线有些偏离目的地了，而德爷丰富的亚马逊求生经验正在帮助他赢得先机。他应该能率先找到通向终点的黑水流域，但这只是第1天，他们还有很长的路要走。这时，他们更需要的是养精蓄锐。2人都会在高大植被林带过夜，而这里一到夜晚就会热闹起来。如果是我，当务之急一定是搭建庇护所。
It is now getting quite dark. I need to be thinking about making a camp, and this place is as good as any. Getting a fire going is probably the first, most important thing.
夜幕将至，德爷跟多尼今天都走了很多的路，路线有些偏离目的地了。而德爷丰富的亚马逊求生经验正在帮助他赢得先机。他应该能率先找到通向终点的黑水流域，但这只是第1天，他们还有很长的路要走。这时，他们更需要的是养精蓄锐。2人都会在高大植被林带过夜，而这里一到夜晚就会热闹起来。如果是我，当务之急一定是搭建庇护所。
It is now getting quite dark. I need to be thinking about making a camp, and this place is as good as any. Getting a fire going is probably the first, most important thing. The problem, obviously, is the humidity. Everything here is wet, but the little patches of sunlight do change that. Very quickly, things can dry out, and this tree is nice and dead. Sort of. I think I can hear rain. If I can, that is not a good sign. There's not much point in making a fire kit, or even a fire, if it's going to hoof down with rain heavily. I need to make a dry space. All I'm going to do, the spines act like the ridgeline, and the leaves are the thatch. And I lay one that way, and then one the other way. Oh, I just literally have to put them one above the other. And it's a bit like straw thatch. You've just got a weight of material that's drawing the water down very fast and very quick to get up. It's cheap and cheerful, but it'll work.
Lights are going out. I hear a little bit of rumble, rain. Got to get up off the ground just after all the things I've seen today between the snakes and ants everywhere. This tree right here looks like the best option. This right here. Oh, this feels great. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm just gonna create a little teepee just right over the top, full length of the body, crawl in. I probably have about 45 minutes to an hour before I get completely dark, and I'm not doing any fire. Tomorrow will be a fire day, but tonight's just gonna be hopefully getting through the storm, staying a little bit dry. Just a quick shelter, creating that natural kind of water flow. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Oh, I'll take it. And just like the jaguar, sleeping in the tree.
Now I can get a fire going. I'm gonna try and get some tinder off this stick. Mozzies are starting to come out. Yet another reason why I need a fire tonight. Yeah, it's got an ember. Ah, it's not, it's gone. The jungle is such a leveler in terms of the humidity out here, and I have to take into account the swim that I've just done as well. Clearly that's taken more out of me than I thought it had. I don't want to let this get the better of me. Say, I'm getting tired, so my technique's getting worse and I haven't got many calories inside me, but this is something that I consider myself good at now, and yet I've quite got the energy at the moment. I'm gonna have one last go. Very slight, but there is an ember there. Yes, yes. Fire! That was a beast. The whole day was a beast. There's something telling me that I was viewing the Amazon through rose-tinted spectacles, which I suppose you do, don't you, looking back on things. You remember the good bits. You don't quite remember the frustrating or annoying bits where your body starts falling apart. 3 hours of swimming, despite having the little patch of floating vegetation in the middle and scavenging some wood, took so much out of me. I'm hoping Donnie is having a hard time. Sorry, mate, when you watch this back, but I am hoping you're having a hard time. Fire, shelter, water is the next thing I need to tackle tomorrow morning. Right, I'm gonna hit my sack. I'm shattered.
Well, it's pretty awesome to wake up in the Amazon jungle, not gonna lie. Hear the birds, the insects, and more importantly, wasn't waking up in the rain.
Well, I know Ed's probably up, so I need to get moving, get rocking and rolling on this race, otherwise he's gonna gain a lead. Figured I'd break my shelter down, just in case Ed moved through here. He doesn't know that I got a good night's sleep. It's time to go.
Yesterday was my day ahead, and I gotta use this day to really maintain my pace. Hopefully I'm still ahead of things.
We're coming right down, lower and lower. If you look forward to the trees, there's water. This is a stream ahead. That is beautiful. It's a black water stream, which means we're now in the black water Rio Negro rather than the white water Solimoes. My only problem at the moment is because I'm not on hard ground, I've slowed down. I've slowed down significantly. As I'm saying that, I'm looking at the speed of the channel and it's quite fast. If I can find a flotation device which I could hold on to, I could take advantage of that river flow and I could just float down the stream twice as fast as I'm walking at the moment. Let's find something floaty.
遇到这种情况，不要盲目给油，要把动力合理分配给需要的轮子上。车子马上就可以脱困。
Problem is around here, all of the wood is very dense. Too hard. You'd think, wouldn't you, all wood floats? But actually, considering it's just one pole, most of them aren't going to be buoyant enough to keep me out of the water. These sort of palm-like trees are a little bit less dense, therefore float better in the water. And if I take this tree down, I'm just going to take probably a 3-metre section because it's not that fat, and just use it as a float basically. You can see here, the inside is hollow and it's like bamboo. It's got different nodes, and in between each node there's air inside, and so essentially there's an air-filled chamber, and obviously air is lighter than water.
德业已经在里奥内格罗河的支流当中了，它正在进入植被略低矮的林带，而且已经领先了。 这一带洪水肆虐，而现在正是汛期，这里的水流非常的缓慢，因此呢，吸收了很多植物跟土壤当中的单宁，使得这个河水整体发黑，能见度降低。此外，德业正处在一片鱼类繁殖地，它需要时刻提防同样栖息在此的危险掠食者们。电鳗、食人鱼、凯门鳄和森蚺都对人有着致命威胁。
Okay, it floats. It's a good start. It is submerged, but I'm floating. And I am flying. Moving forward without using any energy at all. That's got to be good, hasn't it, in a race scenario? Completely the opposite to the water that I was having to swim across on day one. Don't have that much control over the direction I'm going. Flying straight into trees, but... It's working.
So, I'm still looking for one of those tributaries. I know that's going to lead me out to the main body of water. where I'm gonna be paddling for a long time, but it is just a maze through these jungles. I've been following the trees and I keep coming across these damn mosquitoes. These mosquitoes in this area are bad. Son of a... They love my right shoulder more than my girlfriend does. There we go. That's one thing I've been looking for right there. An ant's nest. Definitely not a bullet ant. This is a natural mosquito repellent. It's a natural bug spray. The ants have this little bit of an acid, almost like a resin to them. When you smash them up, it just emits this kind of odor and this pungent kind of smell to anything that might be trying to munch on your flesh. So here they are. Oh, they're all over. All right. Get it on there, boys. A little more. Extra bug juice isn't gonna hurt. All right. There we go. This is like having a little cleansing ant bath. This is just gonna really help fight some of the mosquitoes. You know, I kind of got ate alive through this trek through the jungle, and there's always something going at your ears, going at your mouth, going up your nose. And I think this is really gonna help me out. Actually smell good.
Okay, there's a fallen tree here, so I'm just gonna try and work my way around it. It's shallow here. Whoa! Anaconda! Oh my God, that was an anaconda, a massive anaconda, 3 meters in front of me, girth like that, startled it, went straight off into the water. Wow, that's the 3rd anaconda I've seen in my life. 2.5 years walking the Amazon, and I only saw 2. That's number 3. They're absolutely at home in the water, and I've just been floating down there in the water on a noodle. I really need to get myself up and off the floor tonight.
Some kind of den. I'm not sure what's in there, but usually most rodents, things like that, will make little burrows like this, especially under this dead log. So this is just another good reason to build a bow, start hunting for some food. Here's a big ironwood tree. This might be a good spot to sit and craft my bow, something that will really work well against small game or even some fish. All right, when you're looking for a bow wood, you want something that's going to be strong but flexible. This guy right here, all the way up, looks nice and straight, universal. All right, let's do this. So bow is broken down by where that handle is, the upper limb and the lower limb, and when I draw it back, I want them to both bend evenly. If one bends more than the other, it can break right in my hands. So right now, this is going to be the belly of my bow. That's the side that's facing me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get about half of this wood removed, and then I'm going to keep the back of the bow, which is all this bark, perfect. If I can craft the bow, make my way to that tributary, I think this is going to give me some food. Brazil nuts, those are all fine, but I want some meat. I want some protein, especially with this being a race. You got to have that energy.
I start getting cramp in my leg, which means I need salt, and I'm dehydrated. Okay, that's a water vine there. It's what tribes use to stay hydrated when there aren't any streams or any other sources of water. The thing about water vines in terms of cutting them is you have to cut high first, because capillary reaction, if I cut low, all the water will get drawn straight up into the vine. So if I cut as high as possible, I'll get the maximum amount of water out of there. So I'm actually going to cut the thing that I'm standing on. He says, with self-awareness, but slight stupidity. Okay. Okay.
That's amazing. So much water in it. I have myself a little shower at the same time. All right, let's keep moving.
Can't spend too much more time on this. I've already eaten up a lot of hours crafting this bow, twisting the cordage, and I know Ed is moving along. This is a race, and if I had a lead, it's very likely I'm losing it or it's gone. He's leading the charge right now. But food is fuel, you know? And if I can gather up some small game or just something that can replenish the system, I'll be good to go. Let's do this. Not bad. Good bowstring, good solid piece of wood, a couple on the fly arrows. It's time to hunt.
The light's changing and it's getting dark. If I can find a mata tree, which is essentially a string tree, take the bark off it, process it, I can make myself a hammock and string it between these small trees, and at least I'll have a comfortable night. This mata, sort of similar to rattan in some ways in the fact that it's crude cordage that you can make really, really quickly. So I've just taken these strips off, and now I'm going to get the inner bark off the outer bark. You see how quickly that all came off. This stuff, extraordinarily strong, flexible, perfect for making a hammock. Okay, this bit goes around the tree, and then I'm going to work out how on earth I'm going to lie in it. I've still got half an hour of daylight or so it's not an immediate rush. I feel like today I didn't actually expend that much energy because I've been floating down the river, using the flow of the river to advance me, so I feel like I'm in a good place, and so much of a race of this duration comes down to fortune and luck, and feels like that's going in my favour at the moment. Yeah, it's perfect now. Yeah. Glad I spent all that time doing that. Think I need a new tree.
德耶顺流而下，取得了不小的领先优势。而与此同时，欧尼在寻找黑水流域的途中，他越走越偏了。
It's definitely getting later in the day. I can just kind of feel it getting a little bit more tired. I just need to start making my way down. I know it's going to lead to that tributary. As you know, water always moves downhill, and that's where I need to go. I can see a little bit of shine. There looks like there might be some water over there. Yeah, a little downhill over here. Perfect. Yeah. I like that. I think this is just a puddle. Just a straight puddle. There's nothing. But things can get trapped in these puddles, which is always an opportunity to hunt.
These feet have been in the water all day for too long. The problem around here is you can get immersion foot, or trench foot as it used to be called, if you don't dry your feet out. And we're off the floor so I can afford to take my boots off, and they are soggy. And if I don't look after them, that means that the wrinkles turn into cracks, and the cracks turn into cuts, and then I become immobilized, and I can't afford that to happen. I need to dry my socks out, put my boots on sticks so snakes don't get in there, and I need to dry my feet out.
So I got a little body of water out here, and I'm seeing just a little bit of movements from either fish or could be a snake or something swimming through there. That might be an eel. See it right there? See it moving? Eels, they come up for air. So it's kind of replicating that motion of just coming up for air and coming up for air. That's an electric eel, but as soon as you brush up against or pose a threat to it, that's when it's going to emit that charge. Oh, that's an electric eel. Don't touch the water.
Don't touch the water.
I see water right here. Right here, here it is. Water. Oh, there it is.
I need to find somewhere where I can put my feet on the floor. And then I can think about potentially building myself a raft.
Man, I see birds everywhere. Look where I want to go. Not another tree.
What on earth are we all doing here?